Hey, Seeker, so if you can't beat him, join him, right? I mean, that's what I decided to do. I decided to put my Tim Pool garb on, and because I wanted to see if maybe I could reach his level of idiocy if I dressed like him and put on a beanie. And I gotta say, I feel like maybe after a while, it would probably try to start sucking the intelligence out of me, but it hasn't so far. And I've been wearing it for about 5 minutes. So, but it does feel a little bit tight. But you know, we're going to try this. So Tim Pool, again, I know this is another video of Tim Pool, but he's losing his absolute mind over Candace Owens. And I mean, I don't know, you know, I'm going to show Candace's response because she actually responds to this. I had already recorded a video and then I watched her and then saw her response. So I kind of wanted to add that in. So I just decided I'd re-record the video. And then I decided if I'm going to re-record the video, I might as well dress like Tim. So I did. But he's bleeding viewers or his memberships are collapsing or something's going on. Because he's completely losing his mind. And he's also saying like Timcast IRL show will probably go away because of the security risk and everything. So we're just going to listen to him and break it down. And then, of course, I'm going to interrupt him and respond to all the stuff he's saying. But this is the what do you want to call it? It's like watching a train wreck in real time. This guy is crashing out hard, and you're going to get to witness it.
It was so morbid. It was the most effective political assassination, I think, of our generation of Charlie Kirk. Because what happened following the death of Charlie Kirk, the right is in complete disarray. Yeah, and I think these people are emboldened by things like that.
And Turning Point has become the perpetrator of the crime in which they were the victim. That is probably one of the most terrifying things out of all of this. Charlie Kirk built an organization that registered young people to vote, convinced young people to support a populist, a pro-American nationalist, all these, you know, this big coalition. He is murdered. By all means, ask questions about by who, whatever you want to think. And today, a large portion of people believe Turning Point, the victim, is actually the perpetrator.
And why do you think some people think that? You know, it's only the people on your side, Tim, the people that are out here lying and gaslighting people that are making other people think that she actually said that. So, you know, the astute Candace viewers don't think that at all. So your narrative and the people that you're suggesting that all get out here and call out Candace, that's the narrative that they're pushing. So you are making people think that she is saying that Turning Point killed them, so other people are saying it. So that doesn't make any sense. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's the beanie that's affecting your brain, but she has never claimed anyone has killed Charlie Kirk. Not a single person. And definitely didn't say Erica Kirk was complicit or knows everything in the context that you put it. I think that was like 2 weeks ago.
That's how terrifying the political climate is. The left doesn't have this degree of self-sabotage. And so if you think about, not only did the left get everything they could have dreamed of from the murder of Charlie Kirk. And again, I don't know what Robinson's political affiliation is. He's got a transfer boyfriend. We'll see what the evidence shows.
So you believe the FBI story?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, what the FBI says, Tara Robinson did all that. So
do you believe that? I think that the evidence we have seen thus far, Occam's razor suggests Robinson is the likely culprit.
Occam's razor suggests it, guys. That's it. Tim follows Occam's razor. So no other, like, you know, don't ask questions. Don't look into it, because Occam's razor, yeah, it's generally straight to the point. So probably did it. So case closed, you guys. Tim Pool closed the case right here in front of us. Wow. We should have been listening to him all along. We've been spending all this time listening to Candace Owens. When Tim had it solved already, Tim had it all figured out. Damn it. Did the FBI come to you, Tim? Did they come and ask you all the questions and you're like, yeah, it's Occam's razor, man. That's what happens. That like, it's Occam's razor. It's solved. Like there's nothing. Why should we look at anything else?
We will see what happens in the trial when evidence is presented.
No, we won't. No, we won't. We're not going to see anything in any trial. Like we know how this goes. We know how this goes. If he ever ends up in trial, like who knows if he'll even end up there. I don't know if he's going to be Oswalded or what, or if they're just like, oh man, you know, Candace has brought up all this stuff. And now if we Oswald him, then they're really not going to believe us. Like, how can we do this? How can we make all this up, keep the guy alive so they don't think that we murdered him? Like, they're in a pickle. They're in a pickle right now.
But there's literally no other story. Just a bunch of fucking retards on the internet saying stupid shit.
There's no other story. There's no other story. So that's the story that you've been given by the FBI. That's the story. And then everybody that doesn't believe that story are not trying to create stories. They're trying to make sense out of the story they were given. Nobody's trying to write a story here other than the FBI. Okay? So they give the story. This is this FBI story, right? They're like, here you go, guys. Here's the information. This is our story. And then you have everybody out here that's reading the story and being like, this is some made up bullshit. This doesn't make any sense. This story sucks. This story sounds fiction. But they're not writing their own story. They're not like saying this person did it with the candlestick in the library at 6 o'clock. Nobody's saying that. They're trying to find out because the FBI is not giving them anything that they can't even make like really educated guesses out of because there's not much out there. So everybody's forced to try to put the pieces together of what you showed us. Okay. So Tim doesn't even understand that Candace is not trying to write a story here. She's trying to disprove a story and find the actual answer to who killed Charlie Kirk.
And what that does is the organization that helped get Donald Trump elected, which needs to persist. You don't got to be a fan of it, but it certainly will help get individual congressional candidates elected and stop Democrats from launching new committees and putting more people in prison like Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro. Instead, it's being gutted by fucking psychopaths telling people to pull their donations.
Okay. And so what you're basically saying, Tim, is if let's say Turning Point is clean, okay, they're absolutely clean, nothing's going on. You know, that Candace Owens is solely responsible for destroying their reputation because they are a clean, squeaky clean organization. That you obviously haven't looked into because there are people that are going through the finances of Turning Point, and it turns out they've been lying about all of that as well. Turns out they're hiding money, they're moving money. And there's a reason that Charlie started his Doge department and was going to go through everything because he knew that he was getting fucked. He knew that there was issues with money coming in, money going out, money being moved through the organization, and he was onto it. And so he was going to completely audit it and figure out what the hell was going on. And he's no longer around. So this organization that you're saying isn't corrupt, and that, you know, they're getting Republicans. They're out there getting conservatives into the movement. So you know what, you guys, just ignore their corruption. Ignore the fact that they're you know, financing or fucking up their finances and hiding money and moving money and saying that places exist that don't actually exist. Like if you guys haven't seen, I think it's called Wolf and Financing or something like that, this YouTube channel that I'll put on the screen right here, go follow them and look at their detailed audit into TPUSA. So TPUSA is doing this to itself. You can't blame Candace for this, Tim. You can't blame Candace for everything. Is your coffee cold in the morning? Is that Candace's fault? Huh? Did Starbucks deliver your breakfast sandwich a little bit too hot? Was that her fault? Like, dude, you're freaking crashing out, and it's not Candace's fault.
So when this organization burns to the ground, or whatever the fuck happens to it, maybe they're fine. The
No, they will not be
organization that's
fine.
rallying young people, causing a shift in the political leanings of a generation for the first time in history, is now in dire straits. Their leader and founder murdered, and prominent pieces of human trash are trying to destroy it.
But no, she is not. Like, that's the thing. Candace Owens is not trying to destroy TPUSA. They are doing that on their own. She is only asking them questions and pointing out their lies. That's it. They're destroying themselves. Okay? They've lied to people. They have deceived people with where the money is coming from, where the money is going, what organizations are doing what. Like, TPUSA is responsible for their own downfall, not Candace Owens. And so if the truth destroys an organization, that's a good thing. So what Tim is suggesting is Candace should just shut the fuck up. We should just let that organization go. Let the corruption go. You guys close your eyes, ignore the corruption, ignore the fact that they're moving all this money and they're taking money from Israel or giving it to Israel or whatever they're doing with their money. Don't worry about it, you guys, because they're getting conservatives involved in politics. Okay. They're getting conservatives in so that they can run for offices and all this other stuff. Like, what sense does that make? Shut up, guys. Shut up. Don't look at close your eyes. Don't look at the corruption. Okay. Don't look at the corruption. Just put your blinders on and go about your day and just let them exist. That's what he's saying.
It's fucking evil. So you know what?
No, what they're doing is evil. What the fact that they have lied so many times and they've done all these things, that's what's evil. Okay. Candace Owens is just trying to point it out. That's all. She's just asking questions, and she's not even trying to point it. Like, you're saying basically that she made a conscious effort to just take out Charlie's organization that he built. Do you think she would want to destroy that? She's part of creating it. Like, she helped create that organization. She's been part of it from the very beginning. She's watched it grow. She's watched it become what it has become. So she's not going to want to destroy that. But when she has very basic questions and they like skirt around it, and then they say all this stuff about like, oh, she was going to be on our show, but then she refused. And now, so it's like, everybody's like, oh, she's lying. She never planned on showing up. She, blah, blah, blah. You and your ilk are just putting out this narrative that she's avoiding them and all this other stuff. Like, yeah, if that organization goes away, that's a good thing. We don't want those kind of organizations bringing people into politics, because then it's like corruption breeds corruption. You know that, right?
When someone pulls in front of my property and fires on it several times, I'm sitting here looking at these vile pieces of shit and thinking to myself, for what purpose will I stick my neck out if this is what happens if a Charlie Kirk is killed?
Did that make any sense to you guys? Did that sentence make an ounce of sense?
For what purpose will I stick my neck out if this is what happens if a Charlie Kirk is killed? Evil. So you know what? When someone pulls in front of my property and fires on it several times, I'm sitting here looking at these vile pieces of shit and thinking to myself, for what purpose will I stick my neck out if this is what happens if a Charlie Kirk is killed?
I don't know. That statement doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, but he's basically saying, you pieces of shit that are being silent about Candace Owens, they come shoot at my house. Like, Is he saying that the reason his house was shot at was because of Candace Owens? Because he's been critical of Candace Owens, or because Charlie Kirk was shot? Like, he's being shot at? Like, what the fuck is he even saying right now? Like, not only is he losing his mind, he's not making any sense. So, Tim, seriously, little advice, just a little bit of advice, beanie to beanie. Don't wear it all the time, okay? I think your brain is getting soggy underneath of it. I don't think it's getting oxygen. So what I highly suggest you do is I think you should take a 4-week break from the beanie, okay? Take it off 4 weeks, okay? And what I want you to do every morning, I want you to get up out of bed. I want you to go in your bathtub. I want you to put some ice cubes and some water in there. And I want you to dip your head like you're bobbing for apples, but don't put your face in, just put your head, okay? Just the top of your head. I want you to put it in the bathtub, okay? And I want you to soak it for a while, all right? Maybe soak it for 5 minutes, however long you can take, 5-10 minutes. I want you to do that every day for 4 weeks, okay? And then let's see if your brain bounces back, and then you can go back to wearing your little beanie, because I really think it's fucking up your mind. something's fucking up your head because you are not thinking or talking straight.
Candace Owens is a fucking evil scumbag. She is a degenerate cunt.
Whoa. He just pulled out the C word on Candace Owens. Because why now? Why is he doing that? Because she's asking questions and he thinks that her questions and trying to figure out who murdered her friend is destroying the Republican Party. Like he is so loyal to a party that he's going to call her a cunt. That is insane. That's the lowest of low. For simply asking questions. That sounds a bit authoritarian. And I'm going to show you after we're done listening to this rant, I'm going to show you Candace's response because her response is right on. This is somebody who I'll let her say it in her way because it wasn't something that I came up with and said when I was doing my bit. You'll hear what she has to say because she's spot on.
She is burning everything down. And she's gloating and smiling while she does it. And you know what you fucking told me? She has no security. She doesn't fucking deal with the shit we have to deal with. She's a piece of shit.
So, okay. So, she sits there at her house and doesn't have security and doesn't have to deal with the shit Tim does. So, she's a piece of shit. So, because people aren't out like driving around her house and shooting at her house and swatting her and all this other stuff, she's the piece of shit. Is that what he's saying? Like, she's a piece of shit for not getting shot at? Like, hey, if you would shoot at Candace, I could probably get on board with what she's doing, but because nobody's taken a shot at her, nobody's done anything, she's a piece of shit. And a C word. That makes no sense, Tim. No sense.
She's making everyone else suffer. And all of these fucking conservatives out there that send me these fucking messages have no fucking balls.
How is she making them suffer? Like, this guy is like off the rails. How is Candace Owens responsible for them suffering? How? How is she responsible for that? What did she do? She's asking fucking questions. Like, it makes no sense. No sense.
To call her out. More and more people have started doing it. They send me these fucking messages. Good for you, Tim. Good for you, Tim. I wasn't the first person to do it. I'm not going to take credit for that. But don't fucking DM me like I did something for you as you cower, as you fucking cower, scared that she'll put you on her thumbnail and claim you benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination.
I watch Candace. I watch her show every day, right? I am in it to win it. I am watching this until the end. And not once have I seen her say that Tim Pool benefited from Charlie's death. Never once have I seen her say that or heard her say that. And again, I'll let her respond here after this, but I've never seen that. I don't even know where that's coming from. And he's basically saying, all of you that are not calling her out with me, fuck you. You know, because you're not on my side, fuck you, you guys. You won't let me play with your toys. You know, I'm going to bring my toys. You can bring your toys and we're going to all play with them together. If you don't let me play with your toys the way that I want to play with them, you know, fuck you. Like, who are you, Tim? You're the arbiter of truth. You're like the only person that has a say in all this. And if everybody doesn't like cater to what you want, they're pieces of shit. Like, people that are on the side of Candace is basically what you're saying. So the people that are on the side of Candace are retarded pieces of shit. And the people that won't call her out the way that you want her to are pieces of shit and should all shut the fuck up. What does it feel like to be the smartest man in the room? I honestly think you need to take that beanie off your head for 4 weeks, like I said, because I think it is really seeping something into your brain. I don't know if it's like, you know how if you keep your finger in a bathtub or your hands in a bathtub and it starts to prune up, that it's been under that beanie so long that your head's all pruned up under there? Like, do you sleep in that thing? Do you ever take it off?
What she's doing to me right fucking now.
Yeah, that was the
benefit as you fucking cower, scared that she'll put you on her thumbnail and claim you benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination. What she's doing to me right fucking now.
Yeah, that was the
I'm fucking done with these people.
She has security, just not on the level of you.
Oh, yeah, the one fat guy you mentioned with no wall and no barrier in a suburban neighborhood with neighbors. She doesn't give two fucking shits. No one's out for her. She's...
Now it's because she has a fat guy? You know what? Candace's fat guy is more effective than what? All your 3 or 4 skinny guys? What the fuck are you saying? What does weight have to do with it? A fat guy can carry a gun and stop people just as much as a skinny guy, right? So what you're saying is, like, she doesn't have anybody out for her. There's nobody out looking for her. Her security, the one fat guy is not effective. Well, she's not on her podcast bitching that people are shooting at her house like you are. So obviously your security fucking sucks. So I would shut up about other people's security. And like, she's what? Just not in the cool club like you? Like, if she was getting shot at, I would be on her side, but she's not getting shot at and all this other stuff. So fuck her. Fuck you, Candace, for not getting shot at.
No barrier in a suburban neighborhood with neighbors. She doesn't give two fucking shits. No one's out for her. She's lying about all of this. You told me you went to her house and she's got a 4-foot wall and one fat guy, and she doesn't give a shit about her security. Meanwhile, I get bullets fired at my fucking property and I have to go live in the middle of nowhere.
What the fuck does that have to do with Candace, though? Like, seriously, what does that have to do with Candace Owens? You getting shot at, you put yourself out here, Tim. You're the one that put yourself out here, okay? You are the one who decided to start a podcast, and you know that, like, that can go with the territory of, and you put your address out there all the time, sending people or inviting people to the show or whatever. Like, how can you blame Candace Owens for that? Like, she doesn't give a shit. You don't know what she thinks. And you obviously don't know what she thinks about the Charlie case or anything, because you don't watch her show. You don't listen to what she's saying. You're just in here bitching and whining like a person that is on the descent. Like, you're just so scared because you're losing your audience. You're losing your revenue. Your little empire is going to collapse. Maybe. I don't know what it is. I don't know where any of this is coming from. But man, it is fucked up. And the fact that you're sitting here blaming her for your shitty security, I don't even know how to respond to that.
And I got fucking strangers coming up to my house in Maryland, breaking in. I got people showing up and beating up the residents who try to live there. How the fuck am I even supposed to sell this property?
What does that have to do with Candace again? What the fuck does that have to do with Candace? Like, you were bitching about that property before, like, years ago. You had like pictures of it online with your fucking RV and shit like that. I remember seeing it. I remember seeing the house. That's on you, not Candace. You think she's out there just, hey, everybody, in the book club this month, we're going to give you Tim Pool's house addresses and tell you exactly where he lives. And we're going to lay out his security protocol so you know exactly how to bypass it. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And it's all lies, it's all hypocrisy, and it is for the purpose of making money. And she does not live the way other people live. And she claims she liked Charlie, she loved Charlie, and she is burning everything down that he built.
Charlie was getting ready to burn it down himself, Tim. Charlie was asking questions that it was moving more in our direction, on Israel. And he was forming a Doge department to go through his finances because he knew something was wrong. There were a lot of things Charlie was opening his eyes to in his own organization that was going to, maybe not burn it down to the ground because he could have fixed it. But the fact that it's now they're destroying themselves, that's not on Candace. Charlie was going to root that out already. So you can't blame her because shit was getting ready to hit the fan anyway. Shit was going to getting ready to hit the fan because he was starting to move away from Israel as far as the government, not as far as like loving the location. So Tim, you're like so behind on where everybody else is. Like I don't know like if you're just reading titles, if you're just reading headlines, or where the fuck you're getting your news, but you are ill-informed.
Because she is evil. She is evil. And I'll say it again, this conservative movement is fractured, it's fried, whatever it is. Okay? Republicans are on track to lose the midterms. they were actually trending in the other direction until Charlie Kirk was murdered.
Yeah.
And this is the point, isn't it? The most effective political assassination in history. And thanks to the likes of the vile cunt Candace Owens, she has turned Turning Point into the perpetrators of the crime that was against them.
No, she hasn't. No, she hasn't. Like, okay, they did that on their own because if they would have been honest, right? What Turning Point, if I was Turning Point, here's what I would have done. When this assassination happened, if I had nothing to do with it, I would have been like, okay, Candace, his good friend, she wants to find this out. We've seen the official story. We don't buy it either. Let's work together on this, okay? Kash Patel, we're going to be working with Candace Owens. We're going to be working with you guys. Let's all get together. Let's figure this out. Let's look at the evidence. Let's look at the information, and let's do this crowdfunded thing together. We loved Charlie just as much as Candace did. We have been, in the crossfire or whatever, like we're in this together. Let's do this as a team. But no, every question that she asked, they treat it like it was an attack. So why? Why would you treat these questions like attacks unless you're hiding something? So if you're hiding something, what are you hiding? And Tim can't come to that conclusion. So he's calling her evil. He's calling her to all of these different names and calling anybody that's not on his side and questioning her pieces of shit. So, it just goes to show you, like, some of these people that I use, and I was talking to Clayton a little bit, Clayton Morris from Redacted. We had a little bit of a discussion today when we had on a guest, like, why Redacted doesn't cover this kind of thing, like drama or whatever. I'm just thinking, like, the reason that I cover this is because I feel like this is a moment where we are seeing, I think Trump said he was going to drain the swamp, right? And he didn't, but I think the unintentional consequence of what he's been doing is it has shown a light on a lot of the things that we didn't know. Like how deep we are in with Israel. And then some of these conservative commentators like Tim, Benny Johnson, and showing their real side too. Officer Tatum, Dave Rubin, like all of these people, Ben Shapiro, we're seeing behind the curtain, right? We are seeing who they really are. And they're all like bashing the left, and the left does this, and they name call, and they identity politics. And then what the fuck are you doing right now? You're saying that Candace crossed the line and that she shouldn't, like, she's destroying the party and she should stop. And people should keep calling her out so she stops. Just making you no different than the left. The left that you, for years, when it was making you money and calling all that out, you're all good with it. But now that you're, seeing the destruction of your own party, you can't get on board. You're going to thrash Candace and just like completely crumble your whole world around her. For what? Like, it just makes no sense.
I don't get paid by any of these people. I'm not on good terms necessarily with Turning Point USA. They didn't invite me to their stupid event. I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Oh, is he butthurt? Maybe that's what this all is. He's butthurt. Because he was all excited about America Fest because they ran it with Charlie many years in a row. And then he was not invited, and I think he was butthurt. I think that's what we're saying. I don't care. I don't want to go anyway. I didn't want to go to your stupid party anyway. That sounds like such a teenager response.
They invited me back after I started criticizing Candace. I'm not going to your event. I'm over all of this shit.
Doesn't sound like you're over it, Tim. Does not sound like you're over it at all.
The last thing that I need to deal with is a bunch of cowards in conservative media refusing to stand up to her. Megyn Kelly, come on. I appreciate the kind words, but come on.
Yeah, Megyn Kelly, come on. Come on, conform to my side or shut the fuck up, you piece of shit, Megyn Kelly. And any of you that are sending me messages and not like talking the same, like calling Candace Owens out for asking questions. You know what? Fuck you, pieces of shit. Like, come on, Tim. Jesus.
Such fucking pathetic bullshit.
Yeah, it is. And you're like the ringmaster of the pathetic bullshit.
And I get people saying, Tim, thank you so much for talking about it. I don't care. I'm not doing a favor for any.
Who's saying that? Who's saying thank you so much? Oh, Tim, thank you so much for saying all this stuff. We wouldn't want to say that because we wouldn't want to end up on a thumbnail. You know, we wouldn't want to end up in her crosshairs and on one of her thumbnails and then people attacking us.
Anybody. I'm not doing this to benefit anybody. Nobody's paying me. There's no fucking Russia. There's no fucking Israel. There's just me sticking my neck out and then risking dying for what?
So he's saying calling out Candace Owens is putting his life at risk. So he's basically blaming her for people shooting at his house. That's what it sounds like to me. Let's hear that one more time. Is that what it sounds like to you?
There's just me sticking my neck out and then risking dying for what? A bunch of cowards that don't want to stand up to protect themselves? People like fucking Candace Owens?
I couldn't believe.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like he's saying. He's pretty much saying that he's in danger because he's calling out Candace Owens. When Candace Owens, she's not in any danger, though. She's got a fat security guard, and she's not in any danger. Like, she's calling out the federal government, right? So, and the French government and, you know, the Egyptian government, like whoever. She's calling out whoever gets in the fucking way of the truth, which she should.
Believe that she put you in the thumbnail
What a fucking cunt.
Of her piece today.
I'm done.
The idea that she'd
I'm
imply
fucking
that you had some benefit.
Hey, shut up, Tim, and let the guy talk, okay?
Or that you benefit somehow. Like
she benefited. I think she's a Fed, and I think she killed Charlie. No one benefited more than her. And now she is, when you look at what's stopping us from winning in 2026 right now, what the biggest threat and the biggest fear we have is, it is the disarray on the right. It is the fracturing of the coalition of all the different voices that came together and stopped the neoliberal bullshit liberal economic order machine that was coming out and telling everybody to chop their dicks off and that you had to get fucking injected or get locked in your house. And here we have a coalition resisting and rejecting that. Charlie Kirk dies, and he's not perfect. He loved Israel. Some people don't like that, but he certainly did organize a movement that brought people together, that helped get Trump elected, helped Republicans win, and resisted what the Democratic Party had been doing and these psychopath institutions.
But you're doing exactly what you said they were doing. You're using identity politics and you're attacking her, and you're just like so loyal to your party that you're just like, you know, if we want to hold it all together, you guys, if we want to hold all of this together, just shut your fucking eyes, close your brains. Don't worry about all the bad stuff Trump has done. Don't worry about like all of the Israeli ties and figuring all this stuff up, the Epstein files, the JFK files, everything we were promised, you know, the way that the tariffs are running, like all of the shit that is just going completely to shit with this administration and his administrative picks and everything that everybody's like, no, don't pick Rubio. Oh my God, he picked Rubio. Oh my God, don't pick. Oh, he picked her. He picked him. He picked them. Like, come on. Like the Republican Party did this to itself. If you want to be pissed off at Trump and his administration. Don't pull Candace Owens in like she's the only one that is responsible for this, because it doesn't track.
I don't want to go back to COVID. Does everybody remember what that was like when you were locked in your home and to wear 2 masks?
That would have happened under Trump too. That's not just a Biden thing. That would have happened under Trump. Trump brags about Operation Warp Speed. He brags about it. He is so proud of himself for getting those vaccines out so fast. Like, he brags about it. So we would have seen the same thing under Trump. You can't blame that on Biden. Yeah, Biden's a piece of shit too, but you can't blame that on him. That would have happened under Trump as well.
And you couldn't go anywhere unless they stuck you in the arm. And the only resistance we had was these feckless loser Republicans who've got nothing done over the past year.
Now, when he says that feckless do nothing, is he talking about Thomas Massie, Rand Paul, and Marjorie Taylor Greene? Is that who he's talking about? Or is he talking about all Republicans? Because if he's talking about all Republicans, yeah, then it's all their fault. But if this is a way for him to dig at Thomas Massie, Marjorie Taylor Greene, which I thought he had a good relationship with MTG, so I don't know. Like a lot of this, I don't even know where he's coming from or what he's even talking about. Like, some of it makes zero sense.
And now Charlie Kirk was murdered. And we say, holy crap, what do we do? How do we keep things together? And Candace, with a smile on her face, and Ian Carroll and all the rest of them say, Turning Point did it to themselves. They destroyed themselves. Pull your donations because they work for Israel. Even Nick Fuentes calling it out, saying this is psychotic.
What's he saying there? Even the psychotic of psychos said that it's psycho. It's crazy. Like, yeah, who cares if Nick Fuentes thinks it's crazy? Is he like the main voice now, or?
So when we lose in the midterms and the Democrats bring back their panels and their subpoenas and they start arresting people like they had already done in the past 4 years, and then we get whatever the equivalent of lockdowns is going to be, and you get President Gavin Newsom, you can mark it all back to this moment when you had evil stand, scream, and cowards refuse to do anything.
Well, with all due respect, always every single president loses in midterms.
And guess what?
Every single one.
The prediction markets showed that it was near 50-50 based on the political swing that we had seen. Gen Z, the first generation in 100 years to tick slightly rightward in some areas, not all, but some. And this was a big moment because while they were very similar to millennials, they were slightly more conservative in some areas. And we saw that in the past couple of years, Gen Z was actually skewing away from LGBTQIA issues. How is this happening? It is not only nor solely, but largely Charlie Kirk and his work with Turning Point. And so Turning Point certainly has its issues, but there's literally no reason to burn it to the ground.
Yes, there is, because they're fucking corrupt. They're corrupt. So, yes, there's a very good reason to burn it to the ground. Not figuratively, or not literally, but figuratively. Destroy it.
Unless, of course, it makes you famous and rich, you know? So I guess by all means, my issue right now is
people are shooting at you. That's obviously your
certainly
100%. But we lost Charlie Kirk. You're thinking about, taking off in the sunset. Who we got left? So Charlie's gone.
Candace Owens. Congratulations.
Okay, yeah. We got Candace Owens too.
Good. So you can spin around with your dick in your hand while you sound like a retard to the average person, and then Democrats win.
I mean, but you're taking off.
Yeah, you know why? Because people are not. When I get private texts and messages saying like, "Oh yeah, I agree with you, but I would never dare say anything," I'm like, I'm not doing this. My whole life, I have had a disdain for those who demand others work for them.
What the fuck are you doing right now then, Tim? You're demanding everybody work for, like, you're demanding everybody feel the same way you do. Otherwise, they're fucking retards and they're dumb. You guys don't believe the way I am. If you don't talk the way I am, you're fucking retards. You're stupid. That's how you're talking. That's how you sound. I'm right. You're wrong. I'm trying to hold the party together. You're destroying it. Anyway, let's listen to Candace's response to this because it's beautiful.
One of the easiest things in the world is to be a critic of Candace Owens and a part of the people who do not have the courage to prod this federal narrative. Among those, of course, being Tim Pool, who has now dedicated hours and now is trying to signal to the public that I don't have security, which is untrue, but he is trying to get me harmed. I don't know what I've ever done to Tim Pool to deserve that at all. But Tim Pool has had some very choice words for me, which were trending last night on X. And I would like to share that to you because he thinks it's an act of bravery to attack me in this moment. So take a listen to Tim Pool.
Candace Owens is a f***ing evil scumbag. She is a degenerate. She is burning everything down, and she's gloating and smiling while she does it. And you know what you told me? She has no security. She doesn't deal with the shit we have to deal with. She's a piece of shit. She's making everyone else suffer. And all of these conservatives out there that send me these messages have no balls to call her out. More and more people have started doing it. They send me these messages. Good for you, Tim. Good for you, Tim. I wasn't the first person to do it. I'm not going to take credit for that. But don't DM me like I did something for you as you cower, as you power, scared that she'll put you on her thumbnail and claim you benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination, which she's doing to me right now.
Yeah, that was
I'm done with these people.
She has security, just not on the level of you.
Oh, yeah, the one fat guy you mentioned with no wall and no barrier in a suburban neighborhood with neighbors shouldn't give two no one's out for her. She's lying about all of this. You told me you went to her house and she's got a 4-foot wall and one fat guy, and she doesn't give a about her security. Meanwhile, I get bullets fired at my property and I have to go live in the middle of nowhere. And I got strangers coming up to my house in Maryland, breaking in. I got people showing up and beating up the residents who try to live there. How the am I even supposed to sell this property?
So there's a lot to unpack there. First and foremost, what you are seeing right there is on a display of testosterone. Men that speak to women like this are not tough guys, okay? What you are seeing is actually a display of estrogen. Everything he is doing there is somebody who is not a man, he is not tough, and he would never dare to speak to a man like that, right? People that find that very easy. Secondly, Tim Pool doesn't even have the intellect to understand that we put him in the thumbnail because he accused me in a full episode with Milo Yiannopoulos, which we showed and contextualized, of being someone who benefited from Charlie Kirk's assassination. So he thinks he's being accused. No, you accused me of that in like a actually, I think it was 2-hour episode with Milo Yiannopoulos, in which Milo defended me and explained that I am not to blame for the lame excuses that the feds have given us regarding Charlie Kirk's assassination, and that if we do need to have some spiritual searching in terms of what the Republican Party has become, that the time for that is now. Okay. So this little, and I really like, he's a small person for this, a very small person who is also theatrical, Timothy Smollett, who pretends every year like people are trying to kill him. He's a chronic fence sitter, okay? Pretending like he is braving the wilderness for being
fence sitter. I love that she said that, because that's exactly what he is a fucking fence sitter.
What? The 110,000th person who's making a video about Candace Owens in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination. He thinks he's pioneering that. Are you out of your mind? It's only the safest thing you can do. What's next? Is he going to make a video and call Kanye West anti-Semitic? Like that's what he's pioneering right now. Oh my gosh, so original. Like, is he going to call Donald Trump evil in 2016? This is the storm that he's braving, is jumping on the side of what everyone else is doing. He is a fundamentally weak man for what he did there. He should apologize. He won't. I don't care what happens to his platform. He's now essentially trying out, because he's under financial pressure. He's trying out for a Zionist to pay him, and they will. Okay, they will cut him a check. And I hope that happens for you, Tim. I hope it makes you happy. But to do that to someone who has never done anything to you other than disagree with you about the Charlie Kirk narrative, I have not focused my content on you. And anytime your name has come up, it has been because you have explicitly been attacking me. You are a coward. You are less than a man. Okay. You are behaving. Your type right there is like a person who's having financial issues and yet decides to go out and put 100K on a poker game. And when he loses and is a further 100K in the hole, comes back home and beats his wife and kids and thinks he's a tough guy. That's how you're acting right now. I'm not your wife. I'm not your kids. Get your affairs in order and stop blaming me, because I'm actually traversing down the path that hasn't been traveled by standing up and saying that something corrupt happened and Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And I don't care about your midterms, okay? I don't care about your next year midterms and whether or not the Republican Party is united, okay? Because I don't want to stand next to people that would cover up Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I hope that I have made my point perfectly clear.
Made it perfectly clear to me. I mean, Jesus, you know, like, again, like that's just, I love the way she summed that up, because that is exactly how he's acting. You know, this is just not normal behavior. But I want to know what you guys think. Are you seeing this? How do you feel about it? Man, I got to take this thing off, because I feel like it does suck the intelligence right out of you. Ugh. I got hair though. He doesn't have any hair. So maybe that's part of it. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I really do want to know what you think in the comments. Are you watching this, the drama go back and forth? How do you feel about covering it? Do you want me to keep covering it? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments. And if you're new here, please be sure to subscribe, click the bell so you get notified whenever I make new videos. And also, we have a community that you can come over and join for free. Now, I had somebody say, oh, you're going to put a paywall in front of the movement. No, you can join for free. You can participate for free. It's just you also have the ability to get extra content and exclusive stuff if you do want to upgrade. But that upgrade is free for 6 months right now until January. But you can always be there for absolutely free and not pay anything and participate in the community section. And then there are a couple sections that you would have to pay to get into. But that's so that we can use the money to grow and do other things. So anyway, it's over at altmiddle.us. Hope to see you over there. Get over there before January and become one of the founding members, and you'll get a little founder's badge that you will get to keep forever, for as long as the website's on. But anyway, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
Caught in the hold of a Zionist trap. No red, no blue, no tether, no trap. A flagless wind is where we're wrong. We're not left, we're not right, we're on.
Chains on our minds, they try to bind, but we've got fire in our bloodline.
We are the old middle, the ones who won't settle. No puppet strings, no kings, no lies.
Politically homeless, watch us rise. No foreign hands, no steel on our wrist. We're the shadows, the rebels,
The clenched fist. They whisper rules and a silver tongue, but their empire's a song unsung. We've got no crowns, no lords to obey. Marching through night, we'll find our own way.
They built their walls, but we won't crawl. We're the crack in the monolith's fall.
We are the old middle, the ones who won't settle. No puppet strings, no kings, no lies.
Politically homeless, watch us rise. No foreign hands, no steel on our wrists. We're the shadows, the rebels, the clenched fist.